up on today's UI7 Newsbreak, we'll take a closer look at how an interactive social justice experience gives students an opportunity to address diversity issues on campus.
Plus, we'll show you how local artists got the opportunity to present their creativity to the public this past weekend.
And finally, you will find out that the music department does more than just play music.
Your UI7 Newsbreak starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, this is your UI7 Newsbreak.
Hello, and welcome to your UI7 Newsbreak. I'm Aaliyah Gibson.
And I'm Peter Bailey Wells.
The Urbana Police Department informed University of Illinois students of 2 robberies that occurred in the campus area this past weekend.
The first robbery took place on Friday, November 11th near High Street and Kohler Avenue around 1:45 a.m. A U of I student was approached from behind by 3 men, one of whom struck the student and demanded both their wallet and cell phone. The student complied and ran away.
The second robbery occurred around 8:10 p.m. on Sunday, November 13th near Illinois Street and Busey Avenue. Another U of I student was also approached by 3 men who took several items from the individual. Neither of the victims were seriously injured. If you have any information about the suspects involved, please call the Champaign County Crime Stoppers at 217-373-8477 or by visiting www.373tips.com.
In other news, the university residence halls are putting on a display that calls attention to tension socially. The Tunnel of Oppression offers an in-depth look at how different social groups are misrepresented. A range of groups gathered at the Eikenberry Commons to display social issues taking place around the world. From a room highlighting the struggle of mental illness to another pinpointing gender issues, the tunnel called attention to issues groups face every single day. Pictures and videos were all used for the dark tunnels.
The tunnel is a chance for different groups to display how they experience oppression on campus, so they can tell their own stories and also the stories of the people around them. And I think that's really impactful for people to go through. And it's really important right now with all of the political changes and things going on where people are feeling really uncertain and also uneducated about what other people are going through. And so I think it's a really good chance for people to start hearing what other people are actually facing.
The Tunnel of Oppression is on display for all wishing to see how others deal with the world daily.
On a brighter note, the Champaign-Urbana community got a little crafty this past weekend. Local artists showed off their creations as the art fair rolled into town. The Urbana Civic Center played host to the Craft League of Champaign-Urbana's annual art fair on Saturday and Sunday. Community members, both young and old, got a chance to look, touch, and hear from artists and designers about their work. The fair is a chance to showcase the talents of these artists and promote appreciation of art and fine craft in the community. Among the works on display were copper wall tiles to blown glass vases, jewelry to paintings, baskets, and even doorknobs. And of course, between all the poking and prodding, if visitors liked what they saw, then it was time to make it theirs.
The 37th annual Kris Kringle Arts and Crafts Show was held this past Saturday at the Fluid Event Center in Champaign. This event gives you a sneak peek into the talent and creativity of the craftspeople responsible for the goods that were offered. Well over 90 vendors had the opportunity to showcase their crafts to the public during one of the largest shows in central Illinois. Christmas gift possibilities were endless with the galore of items that filled the booths. One vendor, Denise Hoffman, specializes in folded book art, a hobby she's enjoyed for 2 years now. With the other variety of choices, it was
taking about 9 hours to fold it. And I think it's one of my favorites because my son's always collected squirrels growing up. And now that he's on campus at the University of Illinois, obviously there's a big thing with squirrels there, and I bought him squirrel shirts and stuff like that. So this is one of my favorites. Just for expression.
With the other variety of choices, it was highly unlikely that anyone left empty-handed.
With Thanksgiving just around the corner, area organizations are getting into the giving spirit by running food drives. UI7 Newsbreak's Cassandra Smith gives you a closer look on one group in particular.
Kappa Kappa Psi is a music fraternity that is holding a non-perishable food drive for area families. While many volunteer groups are
there's 3 cans in athletics and
aimed
helping
at
tons.
college students.
So our president, Aaron Kennedy, thought it would be a really great idea, during the Thanksgiving holiday, helping people that are less fortunate than ourselves, doing something that college students with their busy schedules and limited resources can contribute to the community, can make a difference.
The food drive may have also sparked a bit of competition.
So we thought, why don't we do a food drive and we make it a slight competition, a friendly competition between the athletic bands and the concert bands to make it also a fun activity for the band program.
And while Kappa Kappa Psi is still relatively new to campus, they're already affecting the community in a positive way.
Angela Roser is the historian as well as social media leader for the fraternity. Roser says they want
While we're trying as brothers to donate a lot of food, we also want the bands, the people in marching Illini, and the people in concert bands to know about it, and even people outside of those organizations to come in and give food.
Roser says Kappa Kappa Psi is a group that has deep values in their service to both the music world and our community.
We sent Kappa Kappa Psi brothers into some Champaign schools to demonstrate the instruments to try to generate some excitement for bands.
The musician fraternity is changing the campus and the community both one note and one can at a time. In Champaign, Cassandra Smith, UI7 Newsbreak.
The oldest and largest LGBTQ registered student organization, Pride, hosted Queers Giving this week at La Casa. The free event featured a Thanksgiving potluck. Individuals that attended the event brought one of their favorite dishes to share with their family away from home. If a guest forgot to bring food, Pride Club members provided ingredients for them to whip something up in the kitchen. Attendees were also able to donate money to the RSO to help them plan for future events. With the help of the other campus organizations, this is the 4th year Pride has coordinated this event.
Coming up after the break, we'll find out what a family has done to help bring light to a serious issue.
Plus, we'll introduce you to a University of Illinois student who has an underlying passion other than tennis.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
In Champaign news, the city hosted a national tournament this weekend for a game you might play at a tailgate. UI7's Jeff Ulmer introduces you to a cornhole competitor.
Tim Priest played his first game of cornhole at a family party in 2008.
And my wife wanted me to be her partner, and I told her I didn't want to play. And she asked me like 3 times, and I said, so I just went ahead just so she'd leave me alone. That was on a Saturday, and by the end of the day on Sunday, I had a set of boards built, and I've been playing ever since.
Priest is an Indiana native, but he and his older brother Warren like to take their talents around the nation.
I don't look at him as a brother when I'm competing against him. He's just another competitor. You know, I want to beat him in the worst way. After it's over, we're brothers again.
Priest hopes to qualify for the Cornhole World Championships this summer. Playing in tournaments like this help him rise in the rankings and reach that professional status.
I just want to become pro again. When I became pro, I was 71st in the country, which is not too bad considering there's 2,000 players that are registered players.
Only the top 80 players earn the professional title in American cornhole. Priest made the cut last year for the first time. It's something he focuses on when standing behind the line.
It's just so much fun to come and play with these guys, and I enjoy it so much that it's kind of hard to walk away from.
Priest finished second in the senior division this weekend. In Champaign, Jeff Omer, UI7 Newsbreak.
Christine Nargelinas and her family spent this past Sunday bowling alongside other teams to raise money and awareness for the American Cancer Society. UI7's Michaela Johnson finds out why this event means so much to Christine and her family.
This was Christine's first time bowling for a cure. However, Christine says that she has a deeper connection to the event than just bowling.
I have been part of the American Cancer Society Relay for Life for 4 years now. Relay for Life is very important to me, along with the Cancer Society. My husband's father had cancer, my sisters had cancer. I have a brother-in-law and a sister-in-law cancer. They're all survivors, but it's very important to get out and help with the awareness as much as you possibly can. And this is bowling, and it's fun.
Christine spent the afternoon bowling with her son Chandler. They both got competitive, and even though they were on the same team, they were both fighting for the higher score. All money raised today is by donation, and it will go directly to the American Cancer Society. I'll be out here bowling with everyone and having a good time. Clearly I'm not the best bowler out here today, but hopefully the other teams are a little better than me. Christine has one more interesting connection to the event. Her cousin Drew is not only the owner of the bowling alley, but also the creator of the event.
It started 5 years ago. My mother had already been passed for a short time, but it was just something that I wanted to do to give back. And since then, a lot of my family members, some of their parents, and my aunts and uncles have also passed, so it's become even more important to us.
Christine says she hopes the event raises awareness and shares why it's so important to her.
The more awareness that we can get out there about cancer and bring the more money in, that means more research can happen and we can figure out a cure so nobody else has to come home and say, I have cancer.
In Champaign, Michaela Johnson, UI7 Newsbreak.
In this week's edition of CU Neighbor, the University of Illinois club tennis team has one gifted player on the team. UI7 Newsbreak's Emma Poole introduces you to one talented CU neighbor.
Swing and a hit. Tennis for Maceo Zellup is a fun way to exercise, and the individualized aspect of the sport pushes him as a player. He says tennis is a lifetime sport, so you won't catch him hanging up his racket anytime soon. However, tennis isn't his only passion. Andrew Harlan is a friend of Maceo's who knows him for who he is off the courts.
He's gonna do awesome things in the world. He just makes good music, hangs out with cool people, and it's always a good time with Mace.
Not only has Maceo been playing tennis for 7 years, but he is also very passionate about music. Maceo takes his talents from the courts to his in-house studio. Maceo's love for music started in the 5th grade when he picked up a guitar and started strumming. He got into recording and performing rap and R&B at popular venues since he's been at college.
I performed at the Canopy Club, the Accord, Follinger. I performed in Lincoln Hall. I've also had 2 shows in Wicker Park in Chicago.
You can find Maceo at his house producing his own music, writing lyrics, and playing guitar, of course. His music is not like other rap and R&B artists.
I just really try to focus on being myself and an individual with it, and trying to really capture me as a person. You can kind of get to know me through my music, an outlet that you can vent with, that you can try to persuade someone with.
Maceo believes his voice and sound is what makes his music stand out. U of I may just have the next big rapper walking around on campus. In Champaign, Emma Poole, UI7 Newsbreak.
That's all for this week's edition of your UI7 Newsbreak. I'm Aaliyah Gibson.
And I'm Peter Bailey Wells. Make sure to follow us on social media at UI7 Newsbreak for more stories every week. Thank you for tuning in and have a great day.